I had a dream that someday I would build the finest organization in professional sports. Just win. Play hard. Try not to make mistakes. But don't worry about mistakes because there's only one thing that counts. Just win.
And welcome back to Sideline. I'm your host, Raider Will, and I am here with my boy, Douglas Sheffield, aka Raider Homer. How are you today, my brother?
Yeah, I'm doing well, bro. More technical issues. Thank you, Raider Nation, for being patient with me. You can find me on X at Raider Homer, and look for me at Raider Homer on Facebook and IG. Man, it was a tough loss this week, but you know what? There was a lot of good things to take away from that loss. So I'm happy to get into this game with you, brother.
Yes, sir. So, guys, today we're going to do a game day recap. Hey, we saw a lot of big plays. It's just like our brother Raider Homer said. Hey, lots of things going on. Hey, Raider Nation, be excited because there's a lot of good things that we saw in that first half that we talked about all season long here on the show. All right, so let's get right into it, Doug. Hey, let's get into Jacorian Bennett playing some amazing defense in the red zone, baby.
All right, here you go. You see him down at the bottom of the screen, man. As you said, man, we've been talking about him a lot. Uh-oh. So I'm happy to see him do this, man, because, you know, it's the big question, who's going to take that side, the opposite side of Jack Jones. Jack Jones made an appearance. Jacorian Bennett made an appearance, man. The most important thing I think about this play is it's in the red zone, right? 4th down, 4th and 2. Oh, man, we're having some technical issues here.
Don't worry, guys. Yo, what Doug is saying here, guys, he's going to work through a little bit things we're going to talk about. Look, we've talked about it on this show multiple times. There hasn't been a signing at the other side of corner. We wanted to see what Jacorian Bennett was bringing to the table. And this guy shelled out this week. Doug came out, said, Will, did you see that play in the red zone? Do you see how well he's playing? I said, absolutely, man. So Doug picked out this play in the red zone, showing him playing great defense, staying in tight coverage. Hey, and he closed down that window for that Vikings fan. So hey, now that we got into Jacorian Bennett, man, and we're looking at him, Doug, do you feel like in this game that he secured that spot for himself? I feel like he made tremendous advancements, man, and he really showed up and shelled out.
Absolutely, I think that he made a name for himself in this game. He is going to be the starter opposite Jack Jones, man. He's there. He's been there. This is his second year. We talked about consistency, so he would be part of that consistency on that opposite side of Jack Jones, man. Jacorian Bennett has been working hard. You know, we put out that video where he laid the wood, man. People want to see Jacorian Bennett. Raider Nation wants to see JB succeed. And you know what? The team needs him to succeed. And, of course, he's going to get burned. So some plays, you know, he's going to look bad. But in plays like this, in the red zone, man, he came through. So I think he's ready for sure.
No, absolutely, man. I think you're right. I think everybody's been looking for this big offseason signing. And Jacorian Bennett came in game one and said, yo, we don't need no other offseason signing. I got this on lock, and I'm going to make things happen. That was the one big question we talked about last week's show, saying, hey, man, you know, we had questions. There was things that we were saying, hey, is this guy going to be the guy or is he not? Now we can see that he is going to be the guy, so it's an amazing thing. Now, guys, let's get on to the other side of the ball, baby. Lots of big things, man. Lots of beautiful balls. Hey, Doug, we got some points.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, we scored over 20.
Yeah. We almost got to the 24 that Coach AP wants, you know. We almost got to the 24 that he wants. Of course, we're going to look at the first drive. That was a key drive, but I don't want to beat up on Aiden O'Connell too much. But, you know, there was a lot of good takeaways from there, man. Look, Aiden O'Connell looked good in the pocket, right? He's just still a little too not uncomfortable, but not mobile. He's not mobile enough in the pocket, but that's something that, you know, I feel like he can learn. So we can go ahead and get into this play because, look, he hooked up with Mayers, you know, on 2 times, these back-to-back plays that we're about to show, man. He does look like he's got that poise in the pocket, but I just question whether he can handle it when he needs to move around. So let's go ahead and take a look at that.
Let's get into it, baby. Oh man, here you got O'Connell work at the pocket, makes that throw. Think this is the one to Mayers. That's correct. Little play action. Bad. I love this throw, Doug. I'll be like, look at this throw. We talked about him having the ability to stretch the field. That was something that we lacked last year. We used a little play action, buy him a little time, and he hits Mayers coming across the field, which Jacoby Mayers is the best player on offense this game. Absolutely, hands down. Makes a beautiful throw. I'll be like, yes, it could have been a little bit more perfect, but hey, throws it to a wide open guy. First down,
Well,
baby.
yeah, he got the completion. But look, let's start pointing some of this out. Look at that pocket,
Okay.
right? He looks comfortable when the pocket is
Absolutely.
like that, man. He has all the command of the offense when the pocket looks like this. Now, there were some plays where the pocket collapsed on him, and he didn't play so well. But all in all, man, he's a good quarterback. Look at that, right in the hole between three defenders. I mean, yeah, you could ask for it a little bit better, but there's not a whole lot better than that, right? He sat down in the hole and got the completion.
Absolutely, man. And you know what? I'm a big proponent of first downs gets touchdowns. As long as you get that first down, you keep moving the chains, you keep moving down the field, you're going to score touchdowns. So again, guys, we said, hey, we're going to look at all that. And Doug's absolutely right, man. He showed a lot of good things, a lot of bad things. But hey, man, this kid's for the future. This guy is a guy that's going to grow within the system, a guy that's coming in on a low budget, and something that we should look forward to see his growth and development in this game and in the competition. So, hey, let's get into another throw here where he makes another great throw that Doug brought up. So here he steps back in the pocket. He works the pocket. He steps up. This is a little bit of Tom Brady-esque, baby. That's a little bit of Tom Brady in him.
Oh,
He gets it
come
to
on.
that.
Who's
Hey,
being
I
biased
know,
now?
I know. Hey, hold on, baby. Like, let me. I'm telling you, like, look at it. All right. So he steps back. Get him stepping back. Boom. He steps back to the very top. Hey, you see, he's moving his feet. We always said it wasn't about how he could run outside the pocket, is if he could work the pocket and he gets the completion. And if you remember Tom Brady, bro, Tom Brady could not move. He could not run, but he moved like this in the
Bro,
pocket.
look, bro. I know that Tom Brady wasn't a running quarterback, but he could move, bro. And on 4th and 1, he could get that yard. He was
Correct.
he was tough. He was tough. You know what I mean? So don't compare Aiden O'Connell to Tom Brady.
No. I said that was Brady as in the way that he moved in the pocket. I didn't say that he is Tom Brady. I
Thank
said,
you.
hey, the way that he moved in the pocket was very similar to the way that he moves. I'm not saying, hey, they're the same type of quarterback with their feet. If you're looking at prototypes, guys that run, guys that stay in the pocket, he's a pocket guy. He's almost like
Cause don't
Peyton
make me show video D, bro. I'll show video D. All right. They
no,
don't want to.
hey, show video D.
All right,
show
dude,
video
we were
D.
in the green room. We were going at it. All right. He wants to be very unbiased, and I appreciate that. But I'm just saying, let's look at this play, okay? Let's look at this one. Let's see.
All
That
right.
is video D. Switch back
Yeah.
over. Okay, here we go. Take it from here, brother. Let's see.
All right. So, hey, here he goes outside the pocket. We know that he struggles the ball. The ball is short, little play action, boots outright. And, hey, he short arms the ball. Absolutely. I'm not saying, if you look at it, he was a little bit out platform. He should have stepped into that throw. I'll be like, look at his footwork. His footwork is going down towards the sideline. His footwork should be going towards the ball or towards the receiver. So I'll be like, hey, I'm not saying that he didn't make mistakes. I'm not saying that he played a perfect game. He went 7 for 9. He had 2 bad throws, and you're right. He had we have another play here where we'll get later into, okay, that he had a crucial sack at a crucial time. But what I was saying is, hey, on that exact play, okay, the way that he moved his feet, the way that he got down the field, man, that was a little bit of Tom Brady. Now he suffers outside the pocket. Doug, you brought that up plenty of times. I get you. I understand that. But, man, you also got to give credit where credit is due.
And you're correct, man. You are absolutely right. I do not want to talk down on Aiden O'Connell because if O'Connell becomes Brady-esque, we're going to win, right? But what I'm saying is, ultimately, these kind of plays show why you always, if the quarterback can't just come out of the gate and take you to the playoffs, right, it's good for some of them to sit down and learn, right? This is his third play caller in 2 years, man. That's unfair to him as a quarterback, okay? That's detrimental to a developing quarterback. You know what I mean? So I just say at this point, you got your guy in Minshew who can extend plays. Yes, it's risky with him, but that way you don't lose, or Aiden O'Connell doesn't lose his confidence. Let him learn that offense and build it up. You're going to, and again, you know, we'll talk about this a little bit later too. Getsy can call plays to get O'Connell out of the pocket, but that last play, is he going to be able to deliver the ball? He can learn that. He can work on that. So to be fair, man, he did look sharp though. The other play where he slid in the pocket, you know, I said, hey man, he looks comfortable. It's in my notes. He looks comfortable in the pocket. But like I said, just showed a few plays before. That pocket has to be wide open. Once it collapses, it's not very good. He's not very good at that. But he's young. He's young.
Yeah, you're glad. I love it, bro. This is what was going on in the green room for about 30 to 45 minutes before the show, guys. You know, I called him. I said, hey, we got to be straight up against. And, like, you know, I look at it from a coach's perspective, but I love Doug. I love everything that he's bringing to the table, and he's telling me, well, no, we have to look at this. So this is why we're doing it in the live recap show, guys. We're going to get more into depth on this game and everything that was brought up and everything that we saw. You know, we're trying to give you guys nothing but the best. So I think we recapped the show about 4 times before the show went on and watched the game about 4 times. Now, you know, we looked at his incompletion. Let's look at the way that the Luke Getsy and the Raiders used Bowers, our first-round pick, man, with O'Connell. So, hey, do you want to get into that one, Doug?
Yeah, let's go ahead. All righty. Here we go.
All right, guys, you see him lined up at wide receiver. This is the versatility of Bowers. He lined up at fullback. He lines up at wide receiver. He lined up all over the field. Hey, here we got him lined up outside. Takes a quick slant. Man, he's wide open. Hey, Doug, look, like you said, pocket is good.
Yeah, pocket's okay, but it's kind of collapsing a little bit. So, in fairness, I want to say that he's not a bad quarterback. You know what I mean? He delivered the ball, got it to his guy.
No, and in all fairness, guys, what Doug is this. Doug has always said, we want what's best for the Raiders. We want the guy that's going to win. We want the guy that is going to prove himself week in and week out and give us the best ability to win games and put us in that position. So I see Bowers there, man. I see his versatility. I think this game he showed why he was such a high first round draft pick, and people had him evaluated so highly. He had a lot of versatility. He freaking blocked guys out of the freaking world all game long. Doug, I'll be like, what did you think about our first round draft pick Bowers?
I was excited to see him. You know, I posted that Zach Miller tight end video. You know, the Raiders have had a great history in tight ends, man. And Bowers can be the next greatest tight end that we have. You know what I mean? I expect that from him. You know, I was talking about him lining up outside, you know, but I said slot, but he was out further in that play, you know what I mean? But I wasn't envisioning that. You know, we got a play coming up where he's in the backfield. We even mentioned that. Of course, they're mentioning it in the press conference clips, but, you know, it's good to point out what they're talking about, what they're trying to implement, what they're working on, and what it looks like. You saw what it looks like, Raider Nation. And it was, you know, yes, small sample size, but you know, let's throw it out there, right? We, as a fan base, were concerned about the reports on the offense coming out and not being able to perform against our defense. Well, it was kind of a little reversed, right? We had a bend but don't break defense, right, until the second half. But the offense, the quarterback showed up, man. You know what I mean? And the iron sharpens iron. You know what I mean? And this, you know, this game, that was one of the good takeaways, is that our fears of our quarterback got laid to rest. They were able to hit the tight end, so Bowers is going to be good with Minshew. You know, Bowers is obviously going to be good with O'Connell. Whoever wins the job. You know, I'm excited about these tight ends, man. They looked good. I mean, and not just the 2 starters, the other 2 guys that came in as well.
Man, when you say the tight end room, that makes me excited, because if you listen to the announcers, they said, man, this group is so talented. They're like 20 deep at this spot.
Yeah.
I'd be like, Doug, when you're talking about a tight end with versatility, that's why we don't have a fullback. I'd be like, we can go to basically having three tight ends with, that 22 personnel look. That means two backs, two tight ends. But you really have three tight ends, three pass catchers, three guys that have the ability of a fullback on steroids. I'd be like, you showed that clip of Marcel Reese. Do you remember Marcel Reese catching the ball in the flat, taking it upfield, doing what he did every single time because people would think that, hey, this guy's just going to come up and block?
Yeah, I remember.
That's the versatility. That's the versatility that I see that we're bringing to the tight end position now with this group, man, with this team that we have. And you're right. Like, everybody thought the defense was going to come out and just play, like, don't give up any yardage. We're going to go 3 and outs. Man, we showed that we need some work. We showed that we're getting better. But again, at the same time, I think we got gashed because, one, we were playing really vanilla defense, as in vanilla defense, guys, it's not soft defense. Vanilla defense, it means you're playing plain cover 3. You're playing plain cover 2. You're doing simple coverages that you're not doing anything complex. You're bringing simple blitzes that they can read.
Well, here look, bro. Look, let me hop in here real quick. Let me try to fix this real quick. There's my name. Let me tie it there. That should be working now. Okay. Our defense, right, in the second quarter and the second half did not look good. But those are the reserve guys, right? You're saying vanilla, right? But our starters in that same vanilla defense got that turnover on downs and got that interception. So,
Yes,
there's no reason to worry about the defense. You know what I mean? Right, yes, they were dominating in practice, right? It only benefited our offense, but you still have to give the defense time to get in football shape, right? In training camp, they were starting to get in football shape. They were working to get in football shape, but now they're getting in game shape. So that's what I'm going to write that off too, because in the vanilla defense, we got the 2 stops, 2 turnovers, 1 on downs and 1 on the interception, and we were leading by the time our first stringers came out. Now, yeah, the second team did not look good, but then again, they were facing the future quarterback of the Vikings, right? J.J. McCarthy. You know what I mean? So, look, it's not that big of a deal. It's only preseason, right? You got the most important thing is that the coaches got the tape on the players now. We can bring this up later on too, but I think that's the most important thing. Don't just think of it as a vanilla defense and we got torched. Our younger guys got, torched by a decent quarterback, but our starters in a vanilla defense were able to dominate.
absolutely. And that's where you got to look at it. And again, you said something earlier in the show or earlier in the green room. You said, hey, we played a bend but don't break defense. And then at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Whether they score 7 or they score 0 or 3. They can move the ball up and down the field all they want. But if they can't score points, then it doesn't matter. I'd be like, I agree with you on that aspect. But now let's get into another critical play, man. We talked about this earlier. Hey, let's get into this play with O'Connell, taking the sack on 3rd down in the red zone, baby.
Back to the offense. Way to bring us back, on track. There you go.
Yes, sir.
All right. So this is that play that we were
that's
talking about.
This is the Bowers play.
Yeah,
Yep.
from the fullback play. Yeah, position.
Yep.
I mean.
So we got Bowers out in the flat, catches it, man. This is the versatility that we were talking about. Yo, Bowers catches this thing, Doug. I'd be like, this is the mismatch, right? This is why we drafted him so highly. Bam, catches the ball in the flat. Hey, critical first down.
All right, now look. Well, we were talking about his mobility, Aiden O'Connell, right? If you can see him on the left of the screen, he's about to get hit. Yes, Andres, we were talking about this in the green room. Andrews Pete, he got beat, right? But his pocket awareness should have been picked up. Take a mental note of this one, Raider Nation, where Aiden O'Connell gets hit right here. Still turned out to be a good play. Don't get me wrong. It shows toughness on him. You know what I mean? But as we were talking about in the green room, he's got to feel that. You know what I mean? He's got to be able to feel that because it comes back to haunt him here in a little bit.
Absolutely. And hey, you know what? Here, what I saw, man, it goes play action. He stands big in the pocket. Sometimes you are going to take a shot when you deliver a throw. But Doug says, hey, you got to be aware of things that are happening on your blind side. And he's absolutely correct. There you saw Andreas Pete get beat by, I think, the guy from Alabama, their first round draft pick. He comes off that edge, Turner, and he gets down there and he gets a big hit on O'Connell on that play. Now, hey, this is where Doug says, yo, O'Connell needed to be alert on what's going on. I mean, like, this is where we get into the sack in the red zone.
All
Here you
right.
see O'Connell drops back. He drops back. Hey, too much time on his hands, and he should have known that Andreas Pete was getting beat on that backside. And we take a critical sack on third down.
Well, I
And you
think
know what?
I think one thing to notice is look how he's staring down the receiver, right? Look at the all the green on the top left hand side of the screen. That's what I'm saying. But you can coach that, man. You can drill that into him. You know what I mean? But he went into the sack after he just got smacked a few plays prior. You know what I mean? So this is what I mean. And I know he's young, right? We can say that all we want, man. But we are trying to win now. You know what I mean? So we have to be able to have a quarterback that can help us win. Look,
See, and I agree with you. And I mean, like, there's something that happened on that play. If you look at the bottom two of that receiver cluster, there's a receiver gets caught up. If he sees that that receiver gets caught up in that trash and that route's not going to develop, he needs to see that hole open up on the backside. If you freeze frame it a little bit more, go a little bit more, boom, right there. You see this on the bottom, Doug, on
yeah,
the bottom right hand side.
yeah,
You
that's a
see the
mess.
two receivers kind of stuck. They're stuck. He
Yeah.
should have seen that that was going to happen. He can already be stepping up in the pocket, moving to the left. Hey, again, but you're right. He stares it down. He wanted that guy to come open, and man, when you're going through trash like that, you have to get rid of the football. You have to say, hey, man, I have a certain time clock. If you look at it, he steps back. Then he moves like 3 steps right. Hey, pocket awareness, pocket awareness. And Doug, you're right. It's going to come with time. And that's where Minshew excels. That's where Minshew can extend the play. And that's where Minshew, his older savviness makes him a better quarterback. And I know that you are actually, Douglas Minshew, Sheffield.
Hey, man.
And,
No.
you know,
I'm Las Vegas Raiders Douglas Sheffield. You know what I mean? Like I said, look, I was a Derek Carr fan. All right, I'm gonna keep saying that, dude. What I see in Aiden O'Connell is Derek Carr on a lower level, right? So he's not even Derek Carr 2.0. You know what I mean? And so I don't want to deal with that, right? We knew what Derek Carr's weaknesses were, right? Say it.
oh,
Mobility.
no,
Mobility was his
and
issue.
big time games, big time games.
Yeah. So, like I
Yeah.
said, we can't go back to that as an organization. We have to catch up with the NFL, and that means having a mobile quarterback. Now, is Minshew the future of the Raiders? No, he's only signed for 2 years, and that's all you need him for, right? That's 2 years of Aiden O'Connell being able to learn the offense, right? At least this year, right? Let him learn the offense, and if Minshew can't do it, fine, pull Minshew, put him in there. You know what I mean? Like you did last year. But don't put the whole weight of the team on his shoulders right now when he can't even run. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, I can't disagree with you, Ben. And this is where I love being in the green room. We talked about it in the green room about having these discussions, and this is why we're having them. Because you're absolutely right, man. There's things that are happening, there's things that are going on that we both disagree on, but we can agree on one thing is that we need a quarterback and that we need a guy that's going to propel us into the future and keep us going into the playoffs and keep us going on this upward
And win a
trend.
Super Bowl.
Yep.
Not just playoffs, because remember, Derek Carr got us to the playoffs, right? It's not just going to the playoffs, okay? We
Yep.
as a fan base, we want
And
a
winning
Super
in the
Bowl, and the
playoffs.
organization wants a Super Bowl. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're correct, man. A guy that takes us to the playoffs and a guy that continues to win in the playoffs. Now, a Super Bowl, I don't think we're a Super Bowl team this year. Well, I think we are a playoff team. I think we're a 10.
I
I
think we
think
can
we're going to
compete
be
for
a
a
10-win
playoff
team.
spot. It just depends. Like I said, I mean, even you were talking about in the green room. We'll see what happens in the next couple of games, so we don't want to just, go off of this, right? Let's stay a little grounded, you know what I mean? But potentially, there's always the potential, or, I guess I should have it on me. There's always the potential to get to the playoffs. Every year there's a team, or seemingly every year there's a team that just comes out of nowhere and starts to win, man. And that's what we need. Now, I'm not saying Minshew is all going to take us to the Super Bowl. Now, I've played around and said it. I would love to see it as a fan, right? But realistically, I think that he's just kind of like a patchwork quarterback that can get us to the next couple of years, keep us competitive, and get us to our quarterback, whether it's Aiden O'Connell or somebody else that we draft.
You know what, guys? Doug said it in the green room. We hope that Gardner Minshew is a Rich Gannon,
Yeah.
a George Blanda,
Yeah.
a guy that comes in and has had that type of legacy with the Raiders. I'll be like, we honestly hope that. We hope that is the future for Gardner Minshew. But talking about a guy that came out of nowhere, man, a guy that came from the Patriots last year and just continues to make impact play after impact play all game long. Man, let's get into the clip with Jack Jones. Who? Jack Jones. Who? Bro, shut down corner, baby. Hey. Hey, talk about high pointing that football.
I mean, he's picking up right where he left off, right? Everybody was concerned, man, is Jack Jones going to be that guy? Can he duplicate what he did? First game of the season, or preseason, he does it. This guy, sign him now. Sign him now. You know what I mean? Yes, Hobbs is somebody that we need to re-sign as well. There's a lot of guys, but this guy is, he's Charles Woodson-esque, right? It's not out of the realm of possibility that he could become the next great Raider cornerback. This is consistent playing on the ball, right? Reading the quarterback. He's jumping the routes. He's smart, man. He is an elite cornerback. We just haven't seen it yet.
Man, when you talk about a guy that plays with swagger, a guy that plays at a high level day in, day out, Jack Jones has been it for us. Ever since he stepped on that field last year, and ever since AP took over, all this kid has done is make big-time plays. Doug, I don't see why we wouldn't sign him to a long-term extension. And I think that you're right. This year, whatever he does, the man is about to get paid.
Yeah.
Because bro, like he's about to make that money. This guy is a money player. And I think if the Raiders let this walk away, we're making a huge mistake. I don't think they will. I think Telesco is already looking into it with AP saying, hey, how are we going to lock up this guy long-term, especially if he has a great season? I'd be like, for me, I'm really looking at this guy and I'm saying he's capable of having like 8 interceptions, 8 to 9 this year. Doug, that's a great leap from what he had last year. But I'll be like, again, this is the type of talent this kid has. And then he plays on special teams. He can play on offense. I'd be like, don't be amazed, like you said, if he's Charles Woodson-esque and then you see him on offense.
Well, bro, I've already heard reports of him in the bubble screen. You know what I mean? You've heard reports of him kicking off the ball, and I think that I didn't confirm, of course, but I'm sorry, but I thought I heard reports of him returning kickoffs too. So yeah, he is that kind of dynamic athlete that Luke Getzey and Coach AP and everybody wants. Even PG was talking about it, So and you could say, oh man, preseason. These guys, what are they talking about? Look, it's preseason, but he's playing at a high level at preseason, right? Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell are not playing at that high level, right? They're playing well, right? But he's playing at a high level whether it's preseason or not. He's a whole different situation. And you know what? You haven't seen a guy like that in a long, long time. Yeah. I'm talking about since Seawood, when he was playing cornerback. Not even, I mean, he might even be better than Noddy already. You know what I mean? I know that's saying a lot, but he might be better than him already.
Bro, right now, if I'm AP and I see this kid, sky's the limit, right? Like he's really just scratching the surface of his talent. And now that he's putting in all that hard work, he's doing all these things, bro. I would be excited. I know that DB's coach is excited. I'm gonna tell you another thing, man. That safeties coach, you know he's excited, bro. How talented is that group?
Really
Like,
talented.
bro, Marcus Epps. You got Trayvon Merrick. You got Isaiah Palumau. What they go? Hey, Uncle Hondo's calling him ISP. You know, you got uh, the kid from Air Force, Trey Taylor, right? Um, what you got that Chris Smith guy that I'd be like, you got about 6 safeties.
Yeah, but we're not going to take all those safeties, but
No,
it's
but
good to have that. It's good to have that kind of pool, right? Definitely want to have that kind of room that you can pick and choose. But yeah, man, like I said, the safeties are good. The cornerbacks are good. You know what I mean? We're set up. And you know what? We keep talking about the green room, so let's set this up right. In the previous episodes of Sideline to Sideline, we've talked about the defense getting turnovers and giving the offense a short field, right? So that's what that Jack Jones play just did, right? And so it set up this Minshew to Tucker catch, but then it turned into a touchdown drive. So you want to go ahead and you got some quick thoughts on that one?
Oh, bro, that interception, like you said, huge, huge. I'd be like, when you talked about putting the team in a position to score points and taking away the ball from the other team, bro, we did a fabulous job. We're going to get into another play later by special teams that did the same damn thing. And we're doing it in all 3 phases of the game, Doug. That's what's beautiful about it. So I think that Jack Jones.
That's the sign of a well-coached team. Now, the coaching kind of slipped a little bit in the second half, but that's a sign of a well-coached team. All 3 phases, as you just said.
Yep. And now, guys, let's get into the gunslinger, Gardner Minshew, baby. Hey, let's get into this play where he hits Tucker.
Uncle Rico
with the step back. Huge launch down the field, and then you got Mr. No Hands Tucker with the hands, baby. Hey, last year, big time drops by this kid, but man, all preseason long, all you've heard is the catches in OT or in OTAs, and then in minicamp he struggled. But look at this play, Doug. You know what I loved about it, Doug? It's the touch of the ball, sling of the wrist, bam, and I'll be like the layout, bro. That's like Lynn Swan back in wearing that 88, baby, but a little bit shorter and faster version. Oh, that play is just sexy. Just sexy, Doug.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, man. As you said, the touch, man. The touch was there, right? And you even brought up that Tucker was dropping the ball in camp, man. But like I said, there was a lot of reports of the offense playing bad. They played pretty well. Reports of Tucker, practicing bad, played pretty well. You know what I mean? So just because the reports are coming out doesn't mean it's going to translate the same on the field. You know what I mean? Like there are several instances where we won all 4 of our preseason games and then didn't win or go to the playoffs during that season. So, I mean, it's the gamers, right? That's how they separate themselves from, practice to the field. You know what I mean? So these are gamers, man. That's what I'm most excited about.
Bro, you said it. Gamers. Guys that make big time plays in big time situations. And that's what Trey Tucker's turning into. This kid is a bright spot, man. I think that this year he's really going to blow up, and Raider Nation should be excited the way we're going to use him. I'd be like, he's going to be like the cheetah. He's our version of the cheetah. And if you saw the way that he created mismatches with his speed all game long, Raider Nation, stay tuned. We're going to have a lot of yardage coming from that young man this year. So, let's get into Minshew with the big time third down play, baby.
Huge play right here.
Yeah, you see Uncle Rico step back, use that swagger, that little bit of mobility, that little bit of hustle, down the sideline, baby. Hey, Doug, this is what you said he brings, and you're absolutely right, man. The ability to extend the play with his feet. I'd be like, he's not a super athletic guy, but he's almost like, and again, guys, I'm not saying that he's Aaron Rodgers, but if you look at it, the way he moves and extends the play, he's not that fast. Neither is Aaron Rodgers, but he uses his feet to get first downs.
Man, look,
Now,
just this play is critical because it led to the red zone touchdown. You know, they gave us the lead in the game early in the game, man. Look, it's huge, right? He knew the pocket was collapsing. He has that pocket presence. That's true pocket presence, right? Now, as your boy Q pointed out, it's almost he's showing cues almost, right? That he'll always run to the right. But we showed bootlegs to the right and bootlegs to the left in Getsy's offense in Chicago. So when this becomes a problem, when defenses start scheming against and protecting that right side, then they're going to call plays to move the quarterback to the left side. And again, he's not Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes is known for running to the right and then throwing against the grain as well. Now, I don't want to see him do that because he's not Patrick Mahomes, but running to the right is something that a lot of quarterbacks do. And the good thing is our offensive coordinator will scheme to go opposite to keep the defense honest.
no, and I agree with you, man. I think what Q was relating to, though, is like when he tends to escape the pocket, he tries to move more to his right than to his left. But I think that's a natural thing with the right-handed quarterback.
Yep.
You know, if you're right-handed, you want to move more naturally to your right. So I think, again, this is where you're talking about Gardner Minshew's escapability, and this is the different dimension that he brings to the Raiders offense. If you guys look in the plays too, there was a lot of zone reads that they were running that keeps that backside honest just because Gardner Minshew has the ability to run. If you have Aiden O'Connell in there and you try to run a zone read, you know, he's no threat to run.
Right.
So, you know, that adds a different dimension.
He goes, sometimes Aiden O'Connell doesn't fit the scheme. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. But they can coach him up. Gardner Minshew himself in his interviews has said, I worked on running. So he had to work on it. You know what I mean? So it's Aiden O'Connell can achieve, and he can learn from Gardner. You know what I mean? There is some promise in Aiden O'Connell. So he can learn from Gardner and become better. So we'll see what happens. But, you know, I think a real important thing, looking at that last play, right? He ran into the red zone, right? So for the last several years, we've struggled in the red zone. And so this next play shows, you know, a great pass in the red zone. Will, you got some quick thoughts on that? Take us into that video.
Yeah, man. Hey, well, we talk a lot about the green room because Doug and I talk a lot. I mean, like, guys, we talk on a consistent basis about the Raiders. We share articles, we read articles, everything that we can consume to give you guys the best show. So when we were talking in the green room, I thought this was a shot from outside the red zone, but it's actually right at the very tip of the red zone. And this is an absolute dime. If you guys listen to the press conference interviews with Turner, Turner says, man, I just ran past my guy. I turned and I looked at Gardner, and Gardner looked at me, and I knew it was a touchdown. I mean, Gardner Minshew reads the defense and throws an absolute dime, man, to a wide open spot, which if you guys saw the highlights that we put together for Gardner Minshew, he did against us last year.
Yep.
So we expect to see a lot of this from Gardner Minshew, and we saw it in game one of the preseason in quarter two by him being able to put up 17 points, like Doug said, for our Raiders. So let's get into this first touchdown with Turner.
Look at that. I'm going to point that out right there. With pressure in his face, delivers the ball, you know, and technically it's the red zone, but he's back there, okay, to your defense. But that's a great ball.
Hey, you know what? Great ball. Look at this. He steps back. You get Uncle Rico now stepping up. Boom. Hey, he's going to take a hit just like Aiden O'Connell did. But when you're going to take a hit and you make the completion, it's worth it. Look at that. That's a tutty. That's an absolute dime. Look at the touch. He hits the front corner of the end zone, leading the wide receiver into the open spot, right in the hands to the running receiver. Man, Tucker, it couldn't have been any easier. It's almost like a handoff.
Yep.
Or a 20-yard handoff. So, hey, Gardner Minshew, this is what we love seeing about him. This is what he brings to the table. Yes. Hey, I was talking about with the stats earlier. I was telling him, hey, Gardner Minshew went 6 for 12, 117 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 field goal.
Well, okay, so right, technically 1 passing touchdown. They had 1 rushing touchdown, but they capitalized in the red zone. The only field goal that they settled for was at the end of the game going into the second half, and that was key. That's exactly what you want to see, man. You want your offense to score, points in the first half, both halves, right? And then in the half with a score. You know what I mean? That was huge because, we got the ball back. Of course, we got killed. You know what I mean? But we could have really capitalized that if that were a real game in that situation. And you heard AP talk about they got into a lot of the situations they wanted to. So I mean, I was satisfied with the offense overall.
Absolutely. I do. Offensively, we looked great for where we're supposed to be at. I think we looked fantastic. The Vikings defense was no joke last year.
Yeah, and they're a well-coached team.
They're a well-coached team. Yeah, and they're a defensively coached team. So again, we did a lot of good things offensively. We should be excited, especially with all the things that we got, man, especially what we saw. I love that you picked this other play here. Okay, we're going to go into Minshew to Tucker on a critical third down play. Okay, here you see Uncle Rico step back and absolutely launch a dime to the outside shoulder of Tucker where he can only catch it and he lays out. Right?
Uh-oh. Is this the right play?
No.
Uh-oh. Technical difficulties.
It's all good.
Well, let's move on to the third down conversion.
This is already, this is a critical play right here. This is still a third down conversion.
Right.
Outside shoulder, great touch, and converts. I'd be like, this was kind of the things that we saw from Minshew this game. Is that him on third down, no matter what the situation was, he made the plays and got us first down and kept moving the chains.
Here, let's move to this one right here and see if this is, because this is another third down example with the tight end.
Yep.
This is third down conversion.
So he hits Faulkner right here. I love this play design, by the way. You know what? Faulkner, we got 5 wide. Look at that. It's all 5 hit, or all of them go hitches. It's all short routes. You go to the sticks and you turn around and use that big body. Hey, look at where he places the ball. Only where the guy can catch it, where he can protect himself, where he can make sure that he gets a completion. We talked about it in the green room. There was a play where, we felt differently and a guy got hit. But on that play right there, he puts it in the perfect spot, man, for the receiver to catch it, make that completion, and make that critical first down, which is something that we've been missing in our offense, especially this last year.
Absolutely, man. Getting third down conversions, that's how you win games. You have to stay on the field, chew up the clock, man. That's what's going to help our defense. That's what's going to help us win. You know what I mean? So it's right there, man. It's all in the legs of the quarterback, man. Look, the value of running backs has gone down in the NFL partly because of running quarterbacks. There's a lot of scheming with running quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson and such, right? So it's crucial to have that guy picking up first downs with your legs, being able to deliver the ball. Because look, that's the other thing, right? He's not trigger happy, I guess, and always tries to run. There was a little bit of pressure in his face in those last 2 plays, and he still delivered. So with being able to move around with his legs, pick up first downs, being able to stand in the pocket, deliver the ball with first downs, man, that's all key to our success, man. So, Uncle Rico got my vote for sure.
Hey, you know what? You hit a lot of the nails on the head, Pat. With offensive creativity now, bringing that added dimension is something that a defensive coordinator has to respect. The spread offense has changed the game. And I mean, like, a lot of things happen from the ground up, guys. Creativity on offense, people think that it happens in the NFL. Actually, it probably happens at the high school level. A lot of these coaches get stuff from high school coaches and they move it up, because creativity is more at the lower level than it is at the higher. So when the spread offense came in, the zone running game and stuff like that was added to the NFL, and you got guys that can run it at a high level, it's totally changed it. And Doug's right. That's the one aspect that I couldn't debate with him in the green room is that Gardner Minshew brings that added dimension of the threat, an added threat of running the football with his feet and getting first downs. And even when you pass, when your zones are extended, when your guys are dropping back in zone coverage, it is hard to cover a guy and then try to cover a guy out of the backfield. It is a very difficult thing. And Uncle Rico definitely showed this game that he has the ability to bring that to the Raiders, and we should be highly excited to have a mobile guy and a pocket guy. It's really going to be a great thing to see who's going to win this quarterback competition. But you know what, Doug? Another thing that makes me excited is that these guys cheer for each other.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They're not we call it a competition, correct? But they're not taking it personally, and they're not going like, "Hey, I'm going to try to win these guys over," or separate the team and create this divide. Like the Montanas and
don't turn it into a controversy. Leave it at a competition.
Exactly, and they've taken that aspect. And another cool thing we saw, I don't know, man, if you looked at it, but every single time like a special teams group or anything like that made a big time play all the Raiders were excited, man. We got energy on the sideline. The energy that we brought onto the field was electric, man. We came out there wanting to fight. And I know that first half, that's what we're going to review. That second half, I'm going to tell you, like 9 out of the 11 guys on defense probably ain't going to make the cut.
Yeah.
So there's no reason for us to talk about it and say, hey, no, let's talk about the meat and potatoes, guys. Let's talk about the first half. That's where the guys that are going to play played.
Well, and I think we were talking about how it was a complete game, all three phases. It was also balanced on offense, right? So Gardner Minshew was able to deliver the ball down the field, use his legs, right? That's quarterback play, passing game. And then when we got into the red zone on a short yardage situation, we looked at those plays where Getsy won his job against the Raiders, 3 touchdowns in the red zone with the running back. They put in Zamir White. He punched it in. And we haven't even mentioned Zamir White. I thought he looked good. Not a flashy game, but it seemed like he was picking up 4 yards almost every carry, right? He was going forward and he was falling forward, man. And he punched it in the red zone, man. I think that was a huge play, showing that we have balance on offense. It's not just on Minshew, right, to run. It's not just on Minshew to deliver the ball down the field, right, accurately. He's got that run game that's going to set him up. And, of course, we know that solid run game is what keeps that play action, makes that play action keep the defense honest, man. So I thought it was a good performance by Zamir White, capitalized with the touchdown.
No, man, you're absolutely right. Zamir White had a fantastic game running the football. He showed physicality. He ran downhill. Hey, I know we're going to miss JJ. He doesn't have that burst, but he showed the physicality and the ability to carry the rock. And I love that AP brought him back in.
Yeah.
Right in the red zone. I think that's going to be the next play, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's get into this next play.
All righty. Here we go.
All right, here we got Zamir White back in play. Bam. I'd be like, he hits it north-south. Guys, I'd be like, this is physical. This is north-south. Putting your shoulder pads down and saying, hey, I'm going to get this. This electrifies your offensive line and says, hey, I wish we had, you know what? We'll have the all-22 view when we do our show on Wednesday, guys. So stay tuned for the all-22. The all 22 is going to show you how these big boys up front create that gap for him, and he hits that full speed. Yo, AP said it best in his press conference, man. He brought him back in to electrify that offensive line, to give him that nose for the touchdown. It's like you're feeding. If you ever had a pit bull, man, or anything like that, an aggressive type of dog, that people say are aggressive, right? You got to train them to actually be aggressive for that to happen. But you feed them, right? You teach them. And they're like sponges. He's learning. And right now, brother, he's like, hey, I'm going to give you a little taste of this. How does it feel to get in the end zone? Does it feel good? Get in there and keep stuffing it in there. I like that aspect, man. I mean, like it's different. A lot of teams are looking at that and saying, hey, why would you bring in a starter back in the second quarter? But I can see why. You're feeding that guy and you're teaching him, hey, this is what it feels like. Do you like that? Go get it again. So what's your thoughts on that, Doug?
Well, I mean, you mentioned a dog, right? An aggressive dog. He, had a nose for the goal line, and that's why you bring him back in. You talk about JJ, right? He had a nose for the goal line, right? You always punched it in. So you want that repetition, man. It's super important, right? Plus, he was your bell cow through the whole game. You reward that guy. You don't just give it to the next guy. No, you reward the guy that took us there, man. So, like I said, he's got the power. He put all that muscle on his frame, man. We're hoping for that durability, and I think it's gonna be there, man. So, like I said, I'm excited about Zamir White. Not a flashy runner, but that's not exactly what we need this year. We saw some flashes from Dylan Labe, so that we'll get into that on Wednesday. But that would be a nice little, if you can envision Dylan Labe being Charlie Garner-esque and Zamir White being Tyrone Wheatley. You know what I mean? That if we could get that two kind of thunder and lightning combination again, that would really, really help the team.
Yeah, thunder and lightning. That is definitely what we're looking for. We have our Rondé. We're looking for our Tiki Barber.
Yeah.
With no fumbles. Tiki Barber with no fumbles. But I'll be like, that's what we're looking for. And what I liked is that Luke Getsy showed me something, man. He showed me that he knows how to use players. Every single player and every single time that he had it, right? Whether it was the first string. I mean, like, yes, I know Anthony Brown struggled. Everybody's like, the first text I got on the third quarter was, this guy sucks. Right? I'll be like, yo, guys, he's the third string quarterback. Chill.
Yeah.
This is not a guy that's going to come in and fight for the starting position. And if you thought he was going to fight for the starting position, then I'd be like, I don't know what planet you've been on. I've not read one article where it said Anthony Brown will be the starting quarterback for the Raiders.
Yeah, no. That's just frustration from the Raider Nation, right? Well, if those guys can't get it done, pull in the next guy. That's what I mean. We have to get this choice right. This has to be a wise decision made by this coaching staff because we got to hit the ground running. And as far as Brown Jr., man, he got lit up, you know what I mean, and at the start of that. But one thing I will say about that third quarter, and we can get into it, maybe this is a little teaser. I thought Getsy did okay on the third possession at changing his play call style to fit Brown. And that's when, after the Vikings scored the 2 touchdowns, we started to, move the ball a little bit more, and we even took the lead. You know what I mean? Don't forget, we had the lead going into 2 minutes, the 2-minute warning, But, look, he's not going to be the starter, so just calm down, Raider Nation. What you hope for is that he clears waivers, ends up on the practice team. Again, we're talking about the prototype quarterbacks of the NFL, and he's mobile, so he kind of fits the prototype. It's just a matter of how well does he adjust to the speed of the NFL, right? That's the only thing. Everybody's big, everybody's fast. So does he have the ability to, grasp the concept? Again, like Gardner Minshew doesn't have to force it with his legs, right? That's not his first reaction. That's just a reaction to extend the play. You know what I mean? But some quarterbacks, their first reaction is to run, and then they forget to pass. So, I would like to see Brown go to the practice squad, and you say, why? We got to have 3 quarterbacks. Not necessarily. It's rare that 2 quarterbacks get hurt in the game, right? Third, and then also Jacoby Myers has like over 100 yards passing, right? In the NFL, so he would be your emergency type quarterback. We got to win now. We got the quarterbacks, that are durable. So just go with that and don't worry about Brown, but hopefully he stays on the practice squad.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I don't know if you have. I think you have the ability to carry 3, but like you said,
Gruden did it. Gruden carried 3.
yeah, and I mean, like, I think now you get an extra roster spot or some
Right.
weird thing like that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And even if you carry it like that, like you said, with Brown being the third, he's not gonna come in unless somebody gets hurt.
Yeah, both quarterbacks would have to be hurt before he came in. So he's just an emergency type situation, but he's still on the practice squad, essentially. You know what I mean?
Yep. And I mean, like, it's like you said. I love that. I love talking football with you because you even said it. Look, Getsy adapted his play calling. It took him 2 series to figure out how to use this guy. How to say, hey, you know what? He ain't doing good right here. Let's do this or let's do that. And we came back and forth. And yeah, people are going to say, oh, well, we lost the game. Guys, so what? It's preseason. If we win a Super Bowl in the hey, how many times have we been 4-0 in the preseason and won shit in the season?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Don't worry about the preseason as much, man, because they're looking for film on these guys right now. And you know what? It's not even just film for the team, right? A lot of these guys, Coach AP, he's a player's coach, so he wants these guys on film for the chance to make another team. So preseason is mostly about getting the tape and getting in football shape, right? Game shape, you know what I mean? So don't worry about it too much. There were some mistakes. Let's not go too deep because we still got these videos, but we can come back and final thoughts. So we talked about all 3 phases earlier. The all 3 phases played well. Carlson had the 31-yard field goal, and then at the end of the first half, going into the second half, he had that 55-yarder. So you want to? Oh no! Actually, we're going into the field goal block. We got
the field goal block.
Right. So the field goal block that's technically a turnover that led to the 55-yard one. So let's go to special teams, all 3 phases. Give us your thoughts on that field goal block real quick,
bro. David Agoha. Remember that name, guy. He's our international player. What a great defensive play. I'd be like, they get great freaking rush up the middle, and I'll be like, he extends, and hey, the ball had low trajectory. Yes, they're going to say, hey, that ball was really low, but at the same time, you got to be there to make the play. So the guy extends and makes a great play, and it makes me excited because these are players, guys, that I coach, guys that I've been there with, that are international players that they bring here to the NFL, that they give them an extra roster spot, that, you know what, most of these guys ain't never seen a game but on TV until like they're like 16, 14 years old. So this is what makes me so excited about this kid, man. So, hey, run the tape about this block, man, and then Sanford does a great job with the return.
All right, and we'll just look at the second one because that's the better shot.
All right. Hey, man, here's the close-up. You see the great rush right there. Hey, you see the leverage. You got 3 guys coming through. Look at the extension, guys. Bam, right in the mid. Oh.
This is beautiful right here. Look at this awareness.
Yep.
That's awareness. I hope this guy makes the team.
Yeah, that's a rookie. That Sanford gets the ball. Hey, look at that. Heads up. Hey, now defense turns to offense and puts us in a great position to get 3. Again, you see here, great extension. You see 2 guys bat the ball. Bam, bam. Hey, great awareness by the guy on the backside there, Sanford. Sanford catches the ball, and then, hey, special teams turns to offense, and that gets us the 3 points, Doug. I'm telling you right now, field position played such a crucial part of this game with Jack Jones's interception, with this blocked kick. We were able to get points. We got 10 points off of that, man. That's crucial.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, special teams is a huge part of the game, right? He got lost in the shuffle for a little bit where they started changing the rules and things like that. But now this new kickoff rule brought it back, right? We even had a coffin corner punt, bro. So special teams is in full effect for this Raider organization, man. It's looking good on both sides, return and kickoff and punt return. To me, I think we had a couple of good punt returns, man. It's looking good. Tom McMahon is doing a great job with this squad, man. And we even got because we're running short on time, so we can get to our final thoughts. We even got this 55-yarder at the end of the first half to just capitalize. Like you said, we got the block. Defense turns to offense. We get the ball where it needs to be for Carlson to get the field goal. So you got some thoughts on that field goal?
Bro, Daniel Money Carlson is a lock for our kicker, and he's just a freaking beast. Let's just get into it. Yo, here we got Daniel Money Carlson. Line him up, knock him down. Boom, big boot down the middle. Let's get this money, baby, right in the corner. You see it there? Boop. Money.
Look at the little money wiggle. He's got a little money wiggle in there.
Yeah, look at that, bro. I'd be like, yo, as long as we're in this man's range, that's boost. That's money. I'd be like, shoot, I can't wait to watch the all-22 on this one to see how much he cleared it by. I think this one was 55?
55 yards.
Bro, 55, and he made that look like an easy golf swing down at the bay. I'll be like, yo, it's easy money. I can't wait to see Daniel Carlson boost one from 63 here at the Mile High City. That's all I can say.
You know, this is what I want to say, because I was watching when I rewatched the game, I was listening to the Vikings broadcast, and they were talking about how they cut Carlson, and it was frustrating to see him come back and be so successful. You know what I mean? So, like, the point is, Raider Nation, do not overreact, right? And you can say we're overreacting with Minshew. That's fair. But what I'm saying is don't overreact on the loss, right? Because you don't want to start just cutting guys and going and putting Brown in, because then you lose successful guys that just need a little bit of work, some coaching up and things like that, man. So I thought, Carlson coming back and booting those 2 field goals, man, it's we're talking about, all 3 phases, man. He brings a level of comfortability to special teams, right? I'm going to say it. I love Seabass, right? But, man, I swear to God, that I called him cardiac Seabass. Because, man, you never knew if he was going to make the 55-yarder at the end of the game or if he was going to miss it, right? But Carlson has come in and been consistent, man, kicking long field goals. I think he's missed more short field goals than he has long field goals. And he hasn't missed much, so don't get it twisted. But the dude has a great leg. He was a great signing, man. Special teams is coming back, and the Raiders organization needs that. We need that spark in that game. We got the defense that can get the turnovers, give us a short field. We got the special team, or the offense that can capitalize in the red zone that's good between the 20s. You know what I mean? Now we got the special teams blocking and making field goals and coffin corner. There's like I said, there's a lot to be happy about this win. Of course, we all want to win, right? But, I mean, look, hey, it's preseason. That's all I can say. It's preseason. There's plenty of positives to take away, and we can look at some of the negatives even, this Wednesday when we do our show.
Absolutely. So I'm going to gather up my final thoughts here for the show, guys. Like Doug said, Raider Nation, be excited. Stay tuned. Lock in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to Sideline to Sideline. We're going to be doing live recaps every Sunday after every game, making sure that you stay locked in. Guys, make sure you guys comment, like, subscribe again, because we need you guys to create better content. Guys, on this live, as we always offer something, I got a little something. Here you go. We got a little Raider flag from Section 105 Media Network. From us to you guys. Make sure you guys comment on here. You guys are following us on IG, on Facebook. Just comment and let us know. And guess what? You got one coming in the mail. The first guy that says all 3, let's get it on. Guys, Raider Nation, be excited. We got 2 quarterbacks that are competing at a very good level. The first half showed what we can really do offensively. Defensively, we are working our way back into game shape. Yes, the second half was a struggle. Lots of guys making mistakes, but guys, 9 out of the 11 personnel sometimes on the field would never touch the field at the same time or touch the field at all. So if you're a real Raiders fan, stay locked in, tuned in, and watch games. Really analyze it with us. Break it down. Hey, man, have an opinion. On Wednesday, guys, we're going to bring you guys a really in-depth look at what we saw. No bullshit, no lies, no sides. Just bringing you guys straight facts from the video, from the coaches, and from every statistical part of freaking the internet that we can gather up for you guys to bring you guys the best show. So, Doug, do you have any final thoughts, my brother?
I just want to say thank you, Raider Nation, for being patient at the beginning of the broadcast. This is our first live broadcast together, my first live broadcast in a long time, man. So there were some hiccups, but you stuck around. We appreciate it. Please leave a comment in the section. You know, we'll get you that flag. Let us know what you think. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people are tired of losing, and I know a lot of people are tired of being positive. I'm not saying be positive. I'm just trying to say look at it realistically, right? Stay calm and Raider on. You know what I mean? No matter what, win, lose, or tie, we're Raiders till we die. You know, you see a lot of negative comments in the press conference clip segment or press conference videos, comment sections, man. Just stay away from that, Raider Nation. You know, that's not helpful at all. You're not helping the team, you know, just trashing the team. You know what I mean? You're clickbait kind of commenter. You know what I mean? So, like I said, keep calm, Raider on. Follow us on social media. Please go to Section 105 Media Network. It's a page on Facebook. And you can find me on X at Homer Raider and just search Raider Homer on Facebook and IG. We put out our weekly videos and things like that. But we want to hear from you. We're starting to get comments. We're starting to get more likes. So we want to engage with you guys. You know, we can open up a chat line and all that stuff. So just, you know, like I said, it's preseason week 1. We don't have to worry about our quarterbacks being ineffective. They were effective, right? They can only get better. Our defense, like you said, a lot of those guys will never see the field all at once. Most of those guys are only going to come in to play roles. So you got to keep that in mind. Yeah, we wish we would have seen better coaching. Like the things with the timeouts was real questionable. We can look at that on Wednesday too. But, you know, overall, man, we took the lead into the second, into the 2-minute warning. We want to be able to capitalize. But, you know, chances are, look, it's like this, right? Great players make great coaches. Great coaches make great players, right? So they have to work together. A lot of those guys in the fourth quarter and the third quarter, they just weren't great players, and our coaches weren't coaching great. So, you know, take it what it is. Remember, AP says we got to get better too. He points the finger at the coaching staff. So you know that they're going to get back to their drawing board as much as they're looking at the players. They're looking at themselves, man. We're headed in the right direction. You know what I mean? There's a lot to be excited about, man. And, you know, like I said, leave us a comment. Tell us how you feel, whether it's negative or positive. I got time for you.
Hell yeah. Yo, guys, follow me on IG, on X, on Facebook at the Silver and Black Radio Podcast. Make sure you guys comment on Section 105 Media Network. Guys, we are trying to bring you guys the best. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know how you guys would like us to engage and what you guys would like to see in your show. So, guys, until Wednesday, it's all about one nation. It's all about one team. It's all about the
Raiders!